What's going on, Coy Pond? Welcome back to the 35th episode. Or, let's see, what's going on, Coy Pond? Whatever, it works.
Yeah,
welcome to the 35th episode. We were setting this up. You might have noticed off the rip, things look a little different.
What the hell's going on here, Colin?
Up to Something season is officially underway. This is step one of it. We're at a new location. We're in a more convenient location.
Welcome to the Coy Pond from Pinehurst.
Yes, and the beauty of being here is a bunch of things for us, convenience, but on top of that, we'll actually be able to look at you when we talk. You know, we're not at work anymore doing this, which is probably good to some level.
Yep.
But
the drive helps.
The drive, not having to be on the highway quite as long is a beautiful thing. And we'll be able to do more episodes a little bit more conveniently. There might be some Saturday specials we can get into with cocktails. There's a lot of different possibilities that are available here.
Excellent. And welcome to this new modern facility.
Yes, it's a work in progress.
Amazing to say, but
I think
actually true.
It's a great step in the right direction.
So the Coy Pond is positioning itself to spring into the fall pro football NFL action. That's for sure.
In an exciting way. And you might have noticed the sign behind us.
Yes.
I think probably a few people might have known or found out, but I guess the Coy Pond sponsored a golf outing.
The Coy Pond sponsored 2 holes at a wonderful local golf outing for the owners of Soft Rock. Nicole, who's over there, this is her dad who passed away from MS some years ago. And so this is their fundraiser, her fundraiser to honor him, and it was a great event. And as you can see, the Coy Pond was a sponsor for this hole and one other hole as well. But it was a great opportunity for us to get the name out for a great cause and to support some good friends of ours. So we're excited to have done it.
For sure. And, of course, thank you to everyone else that supported the Coy Pond. I think we've gone up at least 2-3 subscribers. You know, the last 2 videos for Fantasy have done amazing. As you notice from this thumbnail, we're doing the same stuff today, but it's been crazy.
Yeah.
And we're making great progress on everything.
Views is up.
Everything's up.
It's all wonderful. And special thanks to Omar
yes.
for grabbing the sign for us on our way out of the golf tournament.
Yeah, and if anybody's wondering where that sign went, now you know. And if you don't know, you don't know. It's simple as that.
So today, before we get into the receiver lists, which is going to be our deal today for fantasy, let's just touch briefly on the earnings of the NFL for last season, because
before that, we forgot to mention it last week. The Coy Pond's now on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and Amazon Music. If you're not going through iTunes, you have to go to the Apple Apple Podcast app specifically to get it. You can't go through iTunes.
Everywhere.
But on Spotify, it's available on normal Spotify, and then I don't know who uses Amazon Music, but it's there. So
everywhere.
If that's more convenient, you can actually watch it on Spotify, but you can listen to it on the other 2. You know, give us a rating, leave a comment, leave whatever you want there. I think one of them is questions and answers. So just wanted to give that to anybody that listens to this podcast actively. It's now available everywhere.
It's fabulous. And lots of response, lots of access to it now.
Yes.
Working on more things besides just the new Coy Pond here that you'll see coming as well.
Yep.
And so, again, we got a month now, basically before the first preseason games.
Yep.
Hard to believe that. I think it's 5
there.
Sundays away from the first preseason games.
We're not far away at all. So we're getting all of our eggs in the basket or eggs in a row, whatever the fuck that saying goes.
Just so you have your eggs. That's all that matters.
And that's where we're getting. I didn't mean to cut you off, but I just wanted to jump into that.
That's good. Yep.
Because we forgot to mention it last week. I was like, son of a bitch. The one thing I've been doing.
Beautiful. No, it's fantastic.
But earnings NFL?
If you haven't seen it, the NFL had a pretty good year. Their annualized earnings for the last 12 months, I believe, I don't know what the period really runs, but $13 billion. So anybody feeling sorry for the NFL, each team's cut of that was about $413 million.
Yep.
Incredible. Just incredible.
Crazy shit.
So the lawsuit, right?
The Sunday ticket lawsuit that's going on is for however many million. Meanwhile, the league as a whole is cash cowing the hell out of everything. When they dispute, a running back deal for $5 instead of $7 million, the team is still making X amount, and I'm sure that's not. Well, is that everything? That earnings as a whole across like concessions?
I think that's
as a collective.
Yeah, and I don't. That's a great question, Colin. I don't know. I think that's probably mainly the TV money. Because that's the revenue share.
Right.
So that has to be across the whole league for the TV revenue.
Right.
It probably is not the stadium proceeds.
And any
not
of that
hot
stuff
dogs, and merchandise, all that shit. So this is probably just the TV money.
Yeah,
honest to God.
Each team is making buku money off merchandise, concessions, probably ticket sales.
Oh yeah.
And I mean, we already know the Vikings Stadium #NoMoreMeat. They're cashing out on these vegan burgers they'll be selling. I mean,
I did want to go there, but
here's the thing: is they did pay. Not to sidetrack, we'll get in the wide receivers here in a second, but the fact that they are now paid off their stadium early. And then now only doing vegan stuff as of right now, I feel like that's probably going to change, to be completely honest. But they've got to be racking in money. That's a brand new stadium.
Yeah.
So
the fine people of Norway would never put up with meatless burgers.
No.
So let's just get real about that. That's going to have to be changed.
I feel like there's going to be a response, and they haven't met it yet because it hasn't happened yet.
Yes.
No one's gotten into that stadium, and it's Minnesota. I think that's one of the drunkest states in the U.S. Technically, is that Wisconsin, Minnesota,
Michigan, up in that area.
I can't imagine getting hammered and wanting a meatless burger or hot dog unless it's that good. But
yummy.
If we don't hear anything negative about it, does that mean it's that good?
We're going to have to find somebody to give us a report once the season starts. Maybe in preseason. Maybe we'll get a special reporter from Minnesota to chime in and tell us, go there and buy some stuff.
I'll have to get active on Twitter and contact the Vikings fans and figure it out. That'd be kind of funny, actually, to do.
Yeah.
But
so all the teams now, there's no team in the NFL, I believe it said, no team worth less than $2.25 billion now.
I don't doubt that for a second.
So the low end is 2.25, and the Cowboys are 9.1 or something like that. Mm-hmm. So I think they're doing fine.
Yes.
So
the fact that this Sunday ticket deal has turned into something is ridiculous, but I digress. Give us our money back.
That's right.
We fit the threshold of what they were suing for. So
that's right.
We'll see what happens. We'll keep you posted.
We're the dumbasses buying all the stuff, the paraphernalia, all the things and stuff like that.
For what it's worth, we're kind of a cult family when it comes to the NFL as it is.
Very much.
We did probably end up making money on that just because of how much we use it. But
true.
Who knows? We'll see. We'll keep you guys informed as we do. But this week,
without further ado,
we're doing the top 25 fantasy wide receivers. And now that I'm saying this out loud, I can't remember if this was if I printed out the PPR or the standard league.
Okay.
But I'll figure that list out later, and I'll have a little comment in this area with what it was, because I'll be able to go back and look at these lists.
Sounds great.
So for now, we'll just treat it as top 25, and we'll go from there.
All right. Very well.
Without further ado,
we usually start at 25 and work back and go alternate.
We usually start about with 25 rank and work back. So if you want to go first, I think you have the last few times.
Okay. I would be happy to start at 25 there.
Yes.
And so, again, the sheet we are working off of is from
Fantasy Pros, I believe.
Fantasy Pros.
So, shout out to them. It's not like they have any idea that we did this, but, maybe. Down the road, who knows?
There you go.
Keep it easy.
I am going to do something kind of stunning here at the beginning.
You don't say.
I don't say. I am going to slide... I don't know what's going to happen with Brandon Ayuk in San Francisco.
Fair.
There's still
talks,
controversy, and things of that nature with him.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to slide him to 25.
You're going to slide him to 25?
Yep.
Okay.
Because I think there's going to be some issues there.
I liked it.
And, you know, maybe part of it has to do with where he ends up, and they don't quite have the chemistry yet. We know that takes some time.
He keeps posting about Jaden Daniels in Washington, so if he goes to Washington... Him and Scary Terry,
Be pretty interesting, wouldn't it?
I'd like to see that. It'd be a crazy experiment.
Yep.
But who knows? I don't hate it. Let's move him to 25.
Ayuk at 25.
All right. He's off the board. Let's see here. You know what? Zay Flowers, Malik Neighbors, and Amari Cooper are kind of all floating around this threshold on paper. I think Amari Cooper in Cleveland is probably done. He's the number one wide receiver, Browns fans. I'm not discrediting his ability to catch a fucking ball. I'm discrediting his quarterback. Until I see it, I still don't believe it. The only reason he had that 3-touchdown, 250-yard game last year, fucking
one of the other ones,
Joe Flacco.
Yeah.
Fuck that. I'm sorry. I cannot put him in my top 25.
I completely agree. And that was, I have the same thought.
So, at 24, we're going to go Malik Neighbors.
All right.
I think he has tremendous upside as a receiver. I do not believe in that Giants offense, especially losing Saquon now.
Yep.
He could pop. We've seen fantasy receivers do it, not because of where they're listed in the order.
Right.
Puka last year, Quentin Johnson last year. It is what it is. But I'm just going to put him at 24, and that's, I think, a safe spot to, if you get him maybe in the 3rd, 4th round, maybe you take him.
Yep.
Just my thought. Him at 24.
I completely agree. I think that's a great move. And that was Malik Neighbors, you said?
Yep.
Yep, at 24. Okay. So I am going to put Michael Pittman at 23.
Okay.
I actually think that, I think it was Josh Downs.
Yes.
Is going to play a bigger role. They have him ranked on here at 57.
Ooh.
So the reason I'm moving Michael Pittman down is because I believe Josh Downs is going to be a bigger part of that.
Okay.
And so they're both going to do well, but I don't think it's going to be quite so slanted Pittman's way.
Right.
I think they're both going to be
kind of equal
about the
in
same.
That same
yeah.
sense.
So that's why I'm sliding Pittman down.
All right. 22. I'm going to take Stephon Diggs at 22.
Okay.
Obviously, Diggs is Diggs. I'm not discrediting that. I think there's going to be a lot of split receptions between the 4 of them. Was Diggs, Tank Dell, Nico Collins, Dalton Schultz. That is going to be a new chemistry. It's going to be a chemistry that worked with those 3 without Diggs last year quite well.
Yep.
I think that team will be good.
No doubt.
I just think it's hard to make anybody on that team a number 1 when they're all kind of number 1.
That's a lot of mouths to feed.
It is. And I'm just going to say it now. With how much the media got after Diggs for how how his attitude was in Buffalo, he's got to, I don't want to say he has to prove anything in the sense of his attitude, but if those carries aren't his way, does he do the same stuff he did last year?
Yeah.
But also, that was the media, and any wide receiver is going to get frustrated when you're not getting the ball.
Right.
So I'm not saying Diggs is garbage. I just want to see it work first before I commit to it.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, short story long, Diggs at 22.
Yeah. Very interesting. Did you see, who am I? Oh, there he is. Never mind. He's way at the top. My bad.
No worries.
I think I'm going to slide DJ Moore. He's going to get lots of receptions, no doubt.
Yes.
But I'm going to slide him down to 21.
Okay.
They had him at 17 here.
Yep.
I just think that there's going to be, again, a new exchange with a quarterback receiver. And, again, to see him sliding a little further down.
Dunze, Keenan Allen, DJ Moore. That's going to be the same kind of situation as with a rookie quarterback that's been hyped up.
A lot of talent, right?
A lot of talent there. So we'll have to see. Where are we at? 20?
20.
You know what? I am going to put... this is going to be hard. I'm going to put Devontae Smith at 20.
Okay.
I think that Eagles defense, or offense, I'm so sorry, is going to be good again.
Yep.
Him and A.J. Brown are a great duo. I can't remember if they picked up any other wide receivers. Goddard's still there.
Yep.
Devontae Smith and what am I trying to say? Devontae Smith and A.J. Brown always have a great back and forth. Usually one of them has a pop-up game. The other one can sit. So I'm just going to put him at 20.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think he's going to do better than this list. So
yes.
That makes total sense. All right, so we're at 19.
Yes, sir.
Is that right? All right, I'm going to move Nico Collins down to 19.
Okay.
Kind of for the same reason that you said before. I'll leave it at that.
Perfect. 18. I am going to put Cooper Kupp at 18.
Okay.
I just like him. He's still a great wide receiver. I think he just missed games last year.
Right.
Assuming he stays healthy, him and Puka, now that they know about Puka, this whole season is going to be planned around giving them both the ball in different ways with whoever's not getting double teamed.
True.
So I'm just going to move him to 18.
I think it's good. I think the Rams have been overlooked kind of in the offseason.
It feels like for a few years since the Super Bowl they have been. I guess they lost Aaron Donald, but offensively nothing's really changed.
Exactly. And one of the things about the Rams that I would really say is Matt Stafford still has the ability to do it, And they went out and signed 2 free agent guards.
Yes.
They're going to keep him safe up the middle.
They know they
They
have to.
put the high priority on that, and they went and got 2 maulers.
Yes.
So he's going to be much better off from a standpoint of injury.
Yes.
So I think I like Cup at 18.
And you know what? Just to sidetrack, Stafford's kind of reminding me of a late career Ben Roethlisberger.
Yeah.
His arm is still just fine. It's just that mobility is not quite what it used to be. So as long as he's safe, he's going to be slinging the ball.
Yeah, absolutely right. Okay, we're on to 17.
Yes, sir.
All right, let's see here. Man, getting tricky here. I think I'll go with Waddle at 17. Sorry.
Waddle at 17.
Yeah.
Okay.
Slide him just a bit down.
Yeah.
Again, we've got Tyreek up in the top here. We'll get to him, but I don't know that they're going to be. They've got other talents on the team. Waddle's really good, but I see him being just a little bit lower than they have him.
Yeah.
So
okay, 16, and the way we have it right now is we're staying in the 25. I don't want Amari Cooper in our top 25 personally.
I'm with you.
I might bring someone up from the depths.
I have no problem with that.
Just so we don't get to like the last 5 and we realize we have 6 picks left or something like that.
Yeah, exactly. That's the tricky part about doing it this way for sure.
I'll find a better way to do this in the future. Bear with us.
No.
16.
I mean, a couple thoughts. I find it hard to believe that there's no Packer receiver.
Yes.
In the top 31.
I have to agree with that.
Or the top 25 here. That's just a thought.
No, I agree. And I was also looking at like Zay Flowers.
Yes.
T. Higgins a little bit.
Yes.
But, if Burrow's healthy.
McConkey for the Chargers is probably going to get a lot of receptions.
I wish I would have thought of that and put him at 25 or something. Maybe we'll do some dark horses or whatchamacallit.
Honorable mentions.
Type of thing at the end because I don't feel comfortable putting him at 16 as a rookie because then I just look like that guy.
Agreed.
So maybe I'll put out of that bottom like 26 to 31 range.
It's tricky.
I might put Zay Flowers there.
That works for me.
All right. We're going to put Zay Flowers at 16. My thought process there is he was a young receiver. He made some mistakes last year. Still the same quarterback. The offensive system's changed, and with oh my God, Derrick Henry there.
Yeah.
I think Lamar will be throwing more than he runs, and because all those carries will go to Derrick Henry if he stays healthy, and they don't have 4 different running backs throughout the season. I could see Zay Flowers getting some good looks. I mean, they have Bateman, and they've got not OBJ anymore, obviously. I just feel like Zay Flowers has kind of become a 1 there at this point.
No, I think you're spot on. I think he's a hungry individual.
Mm-hmm.
He wasn't bad. Season. He was trying too hard. He was trying to make too much happen. When you force it, bad things happen.
We saw that Chiefs game last year.
Oh, God.
It ended. I think his second year is going to be ready, and they do have the tight ends there.
Yeah.
But he's a wide receiver 1.
Yeah.
I think that's someone they put a little lower than I would have liked.
Yeah, I don't think there's any doubt. I totally agree with what you're saying there.
So I think that's a fair one to bring up.
Yep, I agree with that. That's a good call.
On to number 15, and now we can stay within those parameters and not have to worry about it.
That's right. Let's see. What do we have here? So we've got, on our list, we've got 12, 13, 14, and one more to pull up from down below, basically, here at some point.
I think so.
Yeah, because we, personally, here's my thing. Personally, I'm moving Mike Evans down out of the top 25.
Good to know.
I don't think that, so I'm sliding him down below.
Yes, I'm going to take him out. Yep, you're right. Then we have one more to bring in from the depths if you want to.
One more to bring up. So I think here, I'm going to go with Deebo Samuel at 15.
Okay.
And I'm going to let you pull somebody up from down below.
Okay.
But again, Brandon Ayuk, I think something's going to happen there.
I can see it.
So I think Deebo Samuel is going to be more active pass catching.
Right.
So
no, I love it.
That's my thinking.
I think that's a great pick. All right, 14. Okay, Jaguars. Do I like Christian Kirk enough? Calvin Ridley's gone. Gabe Davis is with the Jaguars now.
Yeah.
That's going to be
an explosive guy.
Yeah, both of them are going to be kind of split. I don't know if I'm comfortable bringing either one of them to 14.
Yep.
Keenan Allen, I think, but I don't like a rookie quarterback.
Yep.
T. Higgins, maybe. I'm not sold on George Pickens, and I don't like Terry McLaurin for the sake that they all have new quarterbacks.
Yep.
One of them will be great, or a few of them will be. I'm not trying to discredit that. I'm thinking out loud of, realistically, out of the gate, who's going to come out gunning.
You got Metcalf there still.
Oh, yeah.
Geno Smith, Is that still the quarterback in Seattle?
I think so.
Okay.
I think they also got Zach Wilson.
Okay.
So they got a couple there.
So I'm not sure what to think about Metcalf, although he's got the same quarterback coming back, so that helps.
I'd be happy putting him higher. And he's still in that range, too, since we dropped Mike Evans out. So I think I'm going to put T. Higgins at 14.
All right.
I think,
I like it.
Jamar Chase will be covered. He will make, 7-11, baby. He's always open.
Yeah.
I think T. Higgins will be a great addition to that, as he always has been. Just to our list, I should say.
I think that's great. Well, let's see what we have here.
Lucky number 13.
I actually think Devontae Adams is going to come down.
Ooh.
I don't see him at 9. I just think that there's still. I think Antonio Pierce, things went well last year. I think it's going to be tougher this year.
I think so too.
And I don't think they quite have the talent.
New quarterback.
Josh Jacobs is gone.
Yep.
So you're going to have more pressure on throwing the ball, which usually is going to mean forcing the ball.
Yeah. New starting running back too.
Yep.
New quarterback Gardner Minshew.
A lot of change, right?
A lot of change. I mean, there's been a lot of headlines around the Raiders coach having that problem with the his wife going bankrupt.
Right.
So now he's working
Distractions.
for free. So on top of all of that, I don't know if you saw yesterday, just because we brought it up, Devontae Adams was not happy with Chargers social media.
Oh.
I'll give it to him. He's torched the Chargers the 4 games he's played them. But also, as a whole, his seasons haven't been as great as with Aaron Rodgers.
No.
So he's been playing a Brandon Staley defense.
Yeah.
And for what it's worth, the one game he went off, like a bona fide signature game, was the one Brandon Staley got fired after, the 63-20.
Yeah.
Go fuck yourself.
Exactly.
So I'm happy moving him down.
So I'm as a what do I want to say an adjunct Chargers fan, I was kind of pissed off by the comments as well.
I get it.
And I just kind of feel like it's going to be tougher.
He's been good. He hasn't been that good.
Yeah.
Just my thoughts.
I agree.
Can't say that his comments will affect me. Do whatever you need to do to get fired up. Good luck with Gardner Minshew.
Yep.
Number 12.
12.
You know what? We'll move DK Metcalf to 12.
Okay.
I can live with that. It's a little, we've got our own little Coy Pond list going, as we usually do.
I like it.
But I can live with that.
I like that.
Yeah, I same quarterback, Pete Carroll. He's a beast.
He is.
They have Njigba. They've got Kenneth Walker III. That offense, still pretty good. Geno Smith doing just fine. We'll see what happens with his quarterbacks, but I can live with that at 12.
All right. So we're on to 11?
Yes, sir.
Is that right? And we still have Drake London on there.
Yes.
Marvin Harrison Jr.
Kind of the top of that tier 3.
Olave. All right, I think I'm going to slide Olave down to, what did we say, 11?
11.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
So, I don't know. I'm sorry. I'm just not a Derek Carr guy.
Trust me, I get it.
And that's it. I like Olave.
Yes.
A lot. But I don't like Derek Carr.
Fair. I mean, that offense is still okay. Alvin Kamara, he's there. Olave is there. What's his name? He's not playing there anymore. The guy that their signature one that kept getting hurt and then suspended, maybe?
Oh, yeah, Mike
Thomas.
Yeah, there you go.
I don't know what he's doing.
Yeah.
But,
yeah. He got traded or signed with somebody else. Or
he's somewhere.
Yeah.
Where is that, man? Okay.
Where's
10.
On to 10. I'm
going to put Marvin Harrison Jr. at 10.
Okay.
Kyler Murray is a definite quarterback. He hasn't been playing. He hasn't had a complete season since 2020. So, question. But also, when he was his last full season, Larry Fitzgerald was still playing. So, that all rides on Marvin Harrison's stats right on Kyler Murray.
Yeah.
We'll see. I think they'll be just fine, though.
Gotcha. All right. I like it.
On to 9.
All right. I am going to do something a little controversial here.
I like it.
I'm going to move Justin Jefferson down to 9.
I don't hate that.
And rookie quarterback. Don't know how that's going to go.
Vegan meals.
Vegan meals on top of it. So I think Justin Jefferson, highly talented guy.
Yes.
Going to be a frustrating season for him.
Yes.
Good things are coming. But I think it's going to be a step back to go forward here.
I agree. This might be more of an off year.
Yep.
That's completely out of his control.
Yep.
Okay. 8. Is there anyone I'd bring down?
Yeah, there's your question, right?
That I
and you still have Drake London sitting in there.
I think I'm just going to put Drake London at 8. That way we can just take care of everything else. Because I think these last 7 guys up at the top
are pretty tight, right?
Yeah, I think so too. So Drake London at 8.
Yep.
I mean, Kirk Cousins is there now. You'll be just fine. Any wide receiver on that team will be just fine.
And again, it's not like a rookie quarterback. We know it takes time to get chemistry, but when you have the experience of a Kirk Cousins, I think you kind of jump that to some extent.
You do. You go from Redskins to Vikings now to the Falcons. He's been a good quarterback at all 3. He's going to a warmer indoor stadium. Not that the Vikings weren't, but it was colder up there. So
Drake London, hungry. All the shit they've dealt with in Atlanta since he's been there.
The quarterback carousel. Him and Pitts will be good.
Yep. All right.
On to number 7. Yep.
All right. So let's see what we want to do here.
This is where all the meat and potatoes are.
I think I'm going to leave Garrett Wilson right at 7.
I like that.
I think he's going to have a great season.
Yep.
Aaron Rodgers going to be able to make it through the season for the most part. I think
we just didn't see him last year with Aaron Rodgers being out after the third play of the drive. I would say there's question marks still there.
Definitely.
But also it's Aaron Rodgers. He's a great quarterback.
Yep. So I think he's right where he needs to be. 7 and 7.
I like it. On to 6. I am going to put AJ Brown at 6.
Okay. I like that.
I like, him and Devontae Smith are a crazy duo. Hurts will be back. Now they have Big Don on the sideline again. Sirianni will be calling better plays. I'm just going to keep him at 6 though because it's him and Smith.
All right. I think that's good stuff. I think I'm going to put Puka at 5.
All right.
Again, Matt Stafford's going to have more time to throw. The league's seen Puka, but it doesn't matter.
Right.
He's a ball catching machine.
Oh,
That's going to continue, I think.
His hands are on fire.
Yep.
Okay. Number 4.
These hands are on fire.
This is tough.
It is tricky.
The top 4, we got Lamb, Hill, Brown, and Chase left.
So how do we spin those?
How do I spin? I'm going to do something controversial as a Chargers fan.
Do it.
Hill's at 4.
Hill's at 4.
He's a fantasy god. There's no doubt about it. I've preached for the entirety of this podcast, no faith in Tua. Tyreek was out the second half of each game for the last, however many games that was last year. I'm not saying he'll get hurt, but I'd say it's become more of a problem.
Yeah.
He still was getting 100 yards a half. I'm not doubting that. I'm just saying if he starts tweaking his ankle a little bit more each game, you're going to have him for the first 5-6 games full health, and then after that it's going to trickle.
Yep, sure.
Just my feeling. That's why I'm going to put him at 4. It's not like being the top 4 wide receivers is a bad thing.
No, that's great. I'm going to put Amon-Ra St. Brown, keep him at 3.
Okay.
Where they have him.
Yep.
I think they're going to continue. Goff's going to continue. I see them having a great season.
It feels like they've only added to their offense.
Yeah.
Honestly.
And so him being up there means he's still getting fed the ball a ton.
Yep.
Which he's going to be.
Exactly.
He's just that talented.
Couldn't agree more. Now, the tricky part.
Yeah.
How do I keep finding myself in picking the top 2? I'll talk it through a little bit.
Do it.
I love Jamar Chase. His balance hangs on Joey Burrow.
Right.
He still had a great part of his season last year once Burrow got hurt. That, obviously nothing much has changed there. The same 3 wide receivers. They have Zach Moss as a running back. Jasecki is a tight end. They'll fit great. CeeDee Lamb. Dak Prescott, the walking boot stuff's nothing.
Right. That
offense is undeniable, especially at home, as we both know. Nothing has really changed there except the running game.
Running game's a bit of an issue. Might mean that they throw a little bit more even than they did. We know Mike McCarthy loves throwing the ball.
Yes. CeeDee Lamb also has had those conversations with contracts now.
He's got the contract issue going on. So what does all that mean? I mean, neither one of these guys are a slam dunk.
It's not. And the thing is it's like it's a tight race.
It is.
I think for the sake of it, and the Joe Burrow goes every other year, I'm going to put CeeDee Lamb at 2.
That's what I would do.
Personally. Oh, sorry, listeners. I just whacked the fucking thing.
And so that puts Jamar Chase number 1.
That makes Jamar Chase number 1.
And I completely agree with that. I think he's going to have a huge year.
Yes.
I think Joey Burrow is going to be fine this whole season.
I think he's going to be hungry with all the shit he's heard. He was just on the Barstool, pardon my take.
Nope.
Hopefully you guys watched that. I'll put it up here in a link. Listeners, it'll be in the description. But it's one of those things where it's like, I just have too much faith in the Bengals coming back this year. And set offensively, who knows what their season really goes, because that is a tough division.
Yep.
You know, the whatchamacallit, the alley of the NFL, or the whatever they can't. Luke, to remind me, I can't remember what it is, but yeah, I have too much faith in the Bengals coming back.
I think the other thing too is when you pulled up T. Higgins at 14, I think T. Higgins helps Jamar Chase have more opportunities.
Yes.
And again, as long as Joey's healthy, which I think he will be, I think they're going to be in the championship game personally.
I can see it for sure.
So
I agree. But there's a top 25.
Top 25.
You know, put something in the comments. Let us know what we messed up, what we got wrong, what you liked, what you didn't like. As for, you know, sleepers for when it goes to top 25, or maybe just sleepers in general is a better way to put it. You know, I really like Ladd McConkey. I'm going to say it.
Do it.
I said that about Quentin Johnston last year. Obviously, that was not the case. Ladd McConkey is probably going to end up taking Keenan Allen's spot as that short wide receiver. You know, well, he's literally short, but you know, that route running receiver. I think he's going to be a great duo with Quentin Johnston, assuming he has a better year than he did, which would be any amount of yardage. But I like him as a late draft pick. Honestly, I think Herbert's got to throw to someone.
Yep.
They don't have many people there.
Agree.
Well, they have a lot, but it's like a lot of the same people, where it's Quentin Johnston, DJ Shark, Josh Palmer, who's always good. They have Ladd now there. I like him as a sleeper pick, potentially.
I think that's a great one. I really like Josh Downs as a sleeper pick. I think he's going to do, as I mentioned earlier, he and Pittman are going to be more equal.
Yes.
So I think Josh Downs, where they have him rated 57, is going to wind up probably more in like the 20s.
Yeah.
And I also think those Green Bay receivers,
yes,
they're tough.
I agree.
They're tough as hell to pick because they have so many weapons.
Yep.
But I really do think that Jaden Reed is going to wind up higher than 36.
Yeah, I can see that.
And I could see the whole group actually sliding up about 10 spots apiece.
For sure.
So I think they're going to have a killer year.
Yeah, I'm someone to keep an eye on, Mike Williams. I think on the Jets, we'll see what that offense looks like. They have a top-ranked defense, the lowest-ranked offense. There's a lot of, it feels like they can really go if they go. It sounds stupid to say that, but, with a defense like that, you can, as long as you score 14, 21 points, you'll be just fine.
Yep. The other guy, too, to just if you want to talk about a super, super sleeper.
Sure.
Let's talk about Ricky Pearsall for San Francisco.
Yeah.
With what's going on with Ayuk. I think he is a super sleeper dude. They have something specific in mind for him to do in that offense.
Right.
Because of how excited they were on draft day, the reaction when they picked him.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if he was Mr. Irrelevant, but he was
lower
down on the list.
Okay.
But that's going to be a super sleeper, somebody to pick up who I think as the year goes to the second half is going to have a really good year.
I can see that.
So,
but all good things. There's plenty of people to pick in between, I'd say. That's our 25. I don't know if you have anything else.
Fantasy wide receivers, we're making our way through.
Yeah.
Getting ready for everybody ready for draft day coming up.
For sure.
So, there you go.
Hopefully you haven't done it already. It might be a little early, but we've got probably running backs next week.
Yeah.
So
we just press on through it.
I think so too. Running backs next week, and that's that. 35th episode of the Coy Pond.
35th.
To look a little better each week.
Yep.
We're getting there. New environment. Appreciate y'all for subscribing as much as you have, liked, watched in general.
Yep.
And
great to be here with you.
Yeah, we'll see you next week. Everyone have a great week.
Take care.